you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. It's a random Tuesday. If you didn't know, I'm Tokelo, a digital strategist and the founder of Afro Digital, a content marketing agency based in Johannesburg. Now, these videos, I'm creating them to give you a glimpse into what happens behind the scenes of a digital agency, a business owner, and just a woman trying to do something that is fulfilling, that will help others, and maybe outlive her and continue after I die. So essentially, my days typically start with me being in the kitchen, checking on emails, having a coffee, water, supplements, a slice of toast before I go into my gym session, which is either done in the living room or taking a walk or headed to gym, depending on how I feel. I like to be fluid and flexible, not one for rigid structure. And that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to share what happens behind the scenes is that, you know, in being a business owner and not working in the structures or confines of corporate, which is pretty rigid, you have the power to create the life you want to live, that you will enjoy, that you actually want to wake up to, that works with you and how you prefer to do things. Not always, because we have clients that we have to deliver to and work with, but you can definitely work around that and create a life you enjoy and love living. That's essentially it. For me, a big part of that starts with or means I need structure. So every morning I start out with writing out, or every Monday I write out what needs to be done that week, that day. Typically, what needs to be done that week will also break down sub tasks that need to be done that day, with the most important being at the top and going down. So I kind of work my way up and down. That includes things I need to do, things I need to check up on, things I need to follow up on, and get from other people to deliver to deadline, because that is the most important thing for me. I'm a woman of my word. I say that quite a lot to clients. And the second being my aim, or our aim as a business, is to make the life of our clients simpler. To make sure that the aspect of work we do, the social media management and the content creation, isn't something they need to worry about. They need to trust in our capabilities and that we will deliver, not just according to what we want, but what they want, marrying the two. And that's essentially why we need to sit through meetings, strategic meetings, especially at the beginning of the year, so that we're clear on goals, objectives, what needs to be done, how it will be done, and by when it will be done. That last one is key, obviously, because execution is important. It doesn't help if you have all these lofty plans, but you don't actually put them into action and execute on what it is that needs to be done. Because that's the thing that's going to get you the results that you need. So I have my plan for the week jotted down, and it helps me stay on top of the things that I need to do. It's not like fun, but there's a lot that needs to get done each week, and breaking down those big tasks into small little tasks helps me feel good as I go through the day, ticking off things on my list. And like I'm kind of getting through it one bite at a time, right? And sitting through these meetings for this particular client, we take care of the social media management and content creation aspect of things for a boutique hotel. And that hotel is in a group. So there are 2 status meetings every week. One with all the marketing girlies from the various establishments coming together to share ideas, to share what's going on, and for us to kind of learn from each other. Excuse me. And the other is with that specific hotel's team in just, sharing what's happening, looking at the plan, understanding where to get information, what goals we're working towards that particular week or month, and yeah, just touching base on what it is that needs to happen. Events coming up, holidays coming up, sharing stats or a view of what the last month's performance was on social or in PR or in all the various aspects and where we are with various tasks that we have to execute on, right? Just to touch base, which is pretty normal. It for different clients, the frequency of those status meetings may differ. Some might have it once a month, others have it once a week, others might have it as and when they can fit it into their schedules. We also like to, I'm one who likes to, again, not be rigid, but the fluid approach is saying you as a business will kind of tailor how we work to fit your needs, because the last thing we want to do is overwhelm you and force meetings on you that just leave you, you know, if there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to talk about. If you prefer, we send a voice memo or pick up the phone and talk over it and then send an email that kind of confirms everything, then that also works perfectly fine. So again, it's remaining fluid, which allows us to stay agile in our approach and how we do things. So that's that aspect. Sitting in meetings isn't something I particularly enjoy, but we have to do it. To get on the same page is the quickest way. It's just talk through things, and it really does help make sure that things don't fall through the cracks at the end of the day, that you're sitting with the people that need to make the decisions or give you information, and it can be done then and there in that meeting, or remind a person to get it to you there after the fact, right? So that's just the thing, that sometimes you just have to do the things you don't particularly enjoy. So yeah, in this regard, strategic meetings, getting clear on everybody's goals. And so this afternoon I'll be sitting at home, I work from home, going through various working on various strategies for different clients, and also the proposals for the clients we're looking to pitch. It's the start of a new year, and we have growth targets, so also trying out new things and how we acquire new clients is something that's on my bill this year. That has me very nervous because I'm an introvert, and the various things that we're trying out this year require me to step out of my comfort zone. But again, there's no growth or moving forward if you don't do that. You have to do the things that you don't want to do in order to grow, be better, and to be able to do the things that you want to do at the end of the day. Which for me is to maintain a life of freedom, financial freedom, freedom of time, all of that stuff. But I digress. If you watch on, then later on, the next part of this video, you'll see me kind of go into some strategic work and break down what that entails, the various steps and action points that I go into, or as a team we go into, or with clients, to develop a strategy for their social media marketing for the year ahead. But right now, I need to finish this coffee, get into an exercise. I'll be doing a home workout here at home because I don't have much time. Hit the shower and jump into some work. So yeah, you'll come with me. And remember, tomorrow we have that status meeting. Yeah, so if you can get that to me by this afternoon, then I can read through it tonight and be prepared to kind of, you know, start mentioning that stuff in that session. Okay. Well, that's cool. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Yeah, so strategy can be all kinds of daunting, you know, and right now, a lot of clients are excited about the year ahead. We're looking to set targets or goals after reviewing the previous year. It's important to align what happened before, see if there are any lessons, things we can improve on, things we can let go of and stop wasting time doing. And then look at how we can incorporate any new trends we're seeing, any new things we're looking to test out, and bring it all together to create a strategy, right? Posting on the fly, saying, oh, this is nice, let me try that, this is nice, that's all good and well, but what will help you be more efficient, what will help you review your efforts is if you're doing the same thing consistently enough to track whether something works. Because doing it once or twice, timing could be off, messaging could be off. So doing it a couple of times will help you know if it's true. So reviewing past performance helps to give you insights. And doing that consistently makes it easier for everyone to get on the same page, to make sure everybody's getting everybody that needs certain things, the right things that they need to do what they need to do, but also just to alleviate the pressure of remembering what needs to be done all the time, right? So having a framework for the approach is just what I found to be best, right? The first is, like I said, reviewing. Either you have like a seasonal review or a yearly review or a quarterly review for you to kind of look back on performance, what's happened. Some might know it as a post-mortem, a deep dive of some kind into how things that you've done have performed, what worked, what didn't work, essentially. Researching what is being done out there to see if what you're doing is relevant, to see what new trends are coming up that you might want to test out now rather than later, before going ham in, jumping all in and investing in that, investing time, money, resources, attention span, whatever. From that research and reviewing what you've done in the past, it's important to set goals, to say, okay, let's try 20% increase, or 1,000 newsletter subscribers, or improve the traffic that we drive onto our website by 30%, increase following or increase engagement by 20%. That will give you something to work towards, and every month or every quarter as you review your performance, you can then see, okay, how are we tracking? Can we actually achieve this goal, right? And it also helps if looking back you see, okay, I on average with what I've been doing, with the 10 posts I've been sharing every month, have gained 100 followers each month. If I double that and do 20 posts in a month, will I be able to get 200 followers each month and increase the following that way? That's what we speak about when we speak about setting goals and being strategic with how you approach that goals, because then you'll be able to replicate or adjust your efforts to get the results that you actually want, right? Brainstorming ideas on what you can do differently, maybe your educational things. You're seeing that people doing series, like a series of posts on a specific topic works well, then maybe it's a matter of testing that, trying that. How can you do that? Do you have the people that can speak to that thing that you want to try? Trends. Every week, maybe there's somebody who finds one trending audio, video, TikTok, or something that you do one each week. And every Monday morning, first thing, people come in 30 minutes earlier, and that's what you're doing. And you're going to post that. Somebody in the office is going to edit that and post that on Tuesday. That's if you don't have a social media person. But obviously, if you have a young Afro Digital in your back pocket, then we've got you sorted already. Because we do trend research on a regular for our various clients, and adapting those trends to suit whatever the brand is that's what we do, right? And then you bring it all together, you collate it, you bring your thoughts together, you tie it as simply or expanding on it with as much detail, with links and pictures and video clips and all of that stuff. What I love about a Canva presentation is that you can add links, you can add videos, pictures, you can, as pretty, as detailed, as informative as you want it to be, you can do that. And then putting all of that in a presentation is key. Making sure that that is a document. Should somebody leave, should you be away, there's some place that someone can go to reference what needs to be done. You can also refer back to it monthly, quarterly, or annually to say, hey, did we actually do the things we set out to do? Are we on track? How are they doing? Should we adjust, try something else, or revert to what was working before? Maybe if we replace something old and it's not working. On our side, we do all of that, right? When we talk about strategy and the approach we're going to take for social media. And then we share that with client. That gets reviewed, approved, or adjusted. Some of those steps that I've mentioned we do together, like in terms of brainstorming, depending on what the client wants. Some people like to be integrally involved in the content, especially if it's going to reflect them and their brand. But in some instances, it's like, okay, look, I don't have the time for this. Please do this. I'll review it, make some adjustments, and we'll approve and go. And then from there, once you have your strategy, only then, only then do you then start creating content. That content is then laid onto a plan. And then you go on to, well, you create a short list. We create a short list to plan for the shoot or the content we're going to create. And that created content, whether it's video, pictures, or carousel posts, is then created, put on a plan. There's dates, captions, hashtags, call to actions, and all that good stuff put onto the plan for the month ahead. We share that with client. They approve the pictures, the covers, the captions, the hashtags, the call to actions. They make any tweaks, changes to any words, shots, whatever, because we don't post anything without the go ahead of the client. Everything that we put out there or share, anything we want clients to put out there and post, is something we want them to be proud of, you know? And then we go on to schedule posts every day, make sure that they've gone live, and track the performance. On a monthly basis, we report to make sure that, you know, we're aware of the performance, and we have trackers that we make sure we fill in so that everything for the year can roll up and aggregate at the end of the year. Yeah, and that's it. Basically, Bob's your uncle. And I don't know why I said that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The way I'm putting it out is makes building a strategy easy for us, for me. Having been a digital strategist for almost 10 years now. I've been in marketing for over 10 years. I've been in retail for even longer than that. And for me, it's easy. It's become second nature. I can look at a brand can walk in and I can kind of like formulate like, okay, this and this we've worked with this kind of brand before, having seen these trends, having seen other accounts like this, you can kind of formulate this and this and this. We can try out this, see how that works out, and adjust things accordingly. Because I have my 10,000 hours in having done this for a couple of businesses, more than a couple, over a couple of years. Again, more than a couple. But yeah, it takes time. It takes practice, like anything, like running, like eating right. It takes discipline, and it takes you actually taking action and executing on the plan. All of this, a strategy, means absolutely nothing if you're not actually going to execute and post the things that you planned on posting. But yeah, that's about it. With that call done, I need to make sure that I get into my to-do list, carry on with the work so I can meet my deliverables, because there's still last year's strategy that we're still executing on for most of our clients because the financial year ends are not over yet. So you'll see me later on in the day. Why are Uber drivers always just risking their lives like this? I feel like, honestly. Okay, so with this client that we were just with, I was doing a site visit. In proposing our services to them, we're reaching out to more of our immediate local community, to
create content for them, manage their social media platforms, and better position them online to their prospective customers, right? And we're being more strategic in our approach, in niching down, right? The customers in the beauty space, we really enjoy that work and how we show up for them, and we want more of those. So we're going after more of that work, um, but not turning down the other customers and clients that come our way. So just to highlight that in case somebody who isn't in the beauty space is watching this video. So one thing that I felt stood out for me while we were there having that conversation is just highlighting, it's you're having conversations about, okay, cool, when we come on Wednesday for the shoot, then this is what we're gonna do, what we're gonna focus on based on the conversation we had before. It's not just about going through the process of the service, okay, we're gonna do this treatment, and capture it. But our approach is different in that we are strategic about the type of angles and things that we capture so that that content can be reused for different things in different videos down the line. um, and it was like, that's the thing, right? Strategy isn't just a big document that you create at the start of the year that you kind of work to live by, but it's also your approach in the smaller details, right? Kind of being, um, so with another client, another dermatologist that we work with, being a doctor, your calendar is full. Outside of just working in the practice, there are other things that might pull a person in different ways. Events or conventions, learning, uh, various things that can come up, as in any other business, right? And us as creators, sometimes we might not be able to get in at a planned or scheduled date because something else has come up. And in our content creation, before the content we've created beforehand, what would be strategic, and is what we do, um, is for us to approach each shoot and also bank extra shots for us to be able to fill in any gaps we might have when doctor isn't necessarily available, right? But that obviously lends itself more to some categories, industries, and so on. In the skin situation, that's easily attainable because you can then just go on and the same services are offered. But say with the boutique hotel we work with, that approach isn't necessarily as easy to attain because the hotel's stays are the same and the establishment is the same, the restaurant is the same, the events, if there's another corporate event this week, ABSA versus Discovery, those are different types of events. The style, the decor, all of that is. So you can't really just use the footage you have from that last event, right? So there are those kinds of limitation, but the repetitive nature or the predictable nature of this guy just has his door wide open. The repetitive nature of certain industries, business types, and all of that is desirable to me because you can develop a formula, and that's essentially the learning that we have, and very technical. It's very technical, very specific, very detail oriented. And, because in the medical space, there are certain restrictions or realms you need to work within. And again, I find that quite desirable. Because again, you can develop a formula. You need to be more meticulous. So if you're in the medical space, if you're a medical professional, in the skin, hair, whatever, or any part of the body really, we are here for you. We are, yeah, gearing up to step up, to show up for you and make building your online presence and digital footprint, growing that much easier. But the takeaway for me today in standing there and having this conversation is oftentimes strategy is made like this big thing, but really it's kind of just thinking, bringing together your goal. What is your aim? What is it that you want to achieve from this thing that you're doing? Second, planning what it is you're going to do to achieve what you want to gain. And, excuse me, and kind of preempting any things that might come up and planning for those, making arrangements, and so on and so forth. That's what a strategic approach is. So if you're looking to create content and have a shoot, yes, you might every Sunday, I'm going to shoot content and post it throughout the week. But in the content that you're shooting, are you adding in one or two extra videos to account for, to add to your bank of content in case next Sunday you're sick, or next Sunday something comes up family wise, or something happens, like God forbid, 3 months later, your camera packs up and you're not able to actually shoot content because you're saving up for another camera. But if you've banked content, then you can use that content. If you've shot a few extra concepts and stuff like that, that can go a long way. And now you have 8 extra videos that you can use over the next 2 months, and you don't have to worry about something like that. That is you working strategically. And also just coming up with ideas to partner with people, to when you go on this trip, then you can kind of work in some extra shots and content like that. Strategy isn't just the document that you create for your business. That document is everything that I just said, but it's also in your approach, in business development, in your content creation, in the people that you hire, in every aspect of your business. And what I'm finding is that it kind of permeates into other aspects of your life, because now it's like meal prepping. Okay, when we buy groceries, okay, we're going to buy lettuce because we're going to make this salad, and we're going to then use this to go into wraps, and then we're going to put it in there. And it sounds crazy and silly, but that's kind of what's happened in my life. And it does. I'm one that hates waste just in general. So it's helped cut back on wastage. That then means you're spending less and saving money in various aspects and ways. So, yeah, that's my chat on strategy and just what I realized today. This new, what's the word, venture of ours into trying to, I'm just sitting in the drive-thru here, just in case you're wondering why I'm using my hands and not driving. But in our, I mean, it's January, start of a new year. One major goal for me is just client acquisition in a different way and trying new and different ways. Historically, the content that I share and ads that we run have done a really good job in getting us out there and in front of the new business, in front of business owners in general, and attracting the kind of clients that we want. But it's also, how can I be more specific? Last year I stepped away for a bit and I wasn't as active, so it kind of just brought to mind, yes, networking has been good because the clients we've previously serviced have done a great job in referring us, but how can we kind of create that for ourselves? That's a big thing. So it's also a great start, and I'm really excited about that. I guess I'm wondering, do you have a client acquisition strategy if you're a business owner watching this? Does your social media currently work to help you gain more clients? I'm curious about that. And what questions around this do you have? I'm keen to share more of those conversations as we go, but yeah, it is what it is. So I'm trying to just get. Hello. Hi. How are you? Good, thank you. I'm good, thanks. Can I please get